Make sure my mic is on. Hi, Balance Beauties, and welcome back to Balance Motherhood. Today, we're going to be talking about stagnation and how stagnation is a spell. Stagnation is a curse. Okay. So, I'm going to get a little deep in this video. Okay. And I want you all to be ready because not everyone is willing to talk about spells or curses because some people they think that spells and curses only revolve around witchcraft, which is very untrue. And the reason why it's untrue is because in all religions, there has been some shape or form of which someone has had to break a curse. So that's why I wanted to talk about it in this video because it is something that a lot of us are under and we don't know it. And my job here is to help you identify if you are under the curse of stagnation and how you can break it. So I'm going to put my phone on power saving mode because it is dying right now. I took a little time getting ready for this video and it took even longer because for some reason my pod had disconnected from the internet. So I kind of had no choice but to just, ride it out, try to see what's happening, troubleshoot, things like that. I'm not really a tech girl and I didn't want to bother my husband with helping me. So I was just trying to figure it out, y'all. So I'm finally here. But I'm glad I was able to go live tonight because, I think this is a very important topic because stagnation is something that a lot of us, like I said, are going through or have been through in the past. And you might actually know somebody that is in that form of stagnation right now. And maybe you're too afraid to say something about it. So I want you to be able to identify what those things look like and how, if it's you, how you can address them. And if you have a friend that is dealing with this as well, you can be able to, try to help them along the way, as best as you can. Because some people just don't want help. So, like I said, a curse, a curse is the result of a spell. So I already covered that. I'm not talking about witchcraft. Okay. So I need y'all to know that now. Okay. Um, it applies to all people, and that's why I want to talk about it. So don't think it's religious or anything like that. It's not. A spell and a curse does not have to do with witchcraft all the time. It doesn't. And honestly, if you are in disbelief that you cannot break a curse, you will forever be a slave to it. So you need to know that you have the power to be able to break curses. You have that power. And it starts with you knowing that you have the power. So, this is a deep topic. I need to drink my kombucha. Hello, everybody that's coming in. If you are just coming into the live, please give the live a thumbs up so other people know that this video is important and that you like the content that I share on my channel. Because I know some of you are returning viewers and not everybody has subscribed. So if you like this content and you're back for video number 2, okay, you might as well just hit that subscribe button. You might as well just hit it, okay? Being stagnant has signs to it, right? So I'm going to talk about the signs here. So I wrote some of them down in my notes. So one of them would be you have nothing new to talk about. Number 1, your favorite activities fall into the cheap dopamine category. So if you don't know what cheap dopamine is, I actually discussed it in my last video, but I'll just talk about it here again. Cheap dopamine just means you enjoy activities that are basically cheap, which means free, and they're easily accessible. And not only that, you waste a lot of time on them. So one of them would be TikTok, even though TikTok is now banned. So that is taken away from us where we probably won't be wasting our time scrolling all the time. But that doesn't mean that it ends. There are so many other platforms that you can still fall into the scrolling spell of. So excuse me, if you're constantly spending all your time scrolling, you might be in a stagnant position right now. You have no motivation. You're stuck in a comfortable routine and you have persistent boredom. So if you catch yourself just being bored all the time, it's because you are stagnant. So you're stagnant in life, is what I mean. So when you feel that sensation of boredom, what you're really supposed to do is you're supposed to get up and, do a hobby. You're supposed to go outside. You're supposed to exercise. You're supposed to do something that's going to be beneficial for you. But a lot of people just sit in that boredom and instead they just pick up their phone and start scrolling. Okay. So I want you to be able to identify when you are in those beginning stages of being stagnant, because once you fall into it, it's really hard to get out of it if you don't identify it, if you don't know what it is. So I want to talk about generational curses because they play a big role in you being stagnant. I'm going to pull up the live video because I want to see if you guys are commenting. And if you are, I want to make sure I can see it. So let me refresh my web page. But if you are new coming into the live, thank you so much for staying and watching. Please, if you get a chance, hit the like button, okay? It's probably right here or right there. I don't know where it's at, but hit the like button, okay? If you like this content. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. I will be checking periodically. I don't know why my video has no thumbnail, but we're gonna leave that alone. I don't want to waste more time. Let's see what the comments are saying. Okay, bonjour, hello, bonjour. Do you speak French? No, I don't speak French, unfortunately, but it is one of the languages that I do want to learn. Because a lot of people, when they see me, they assume that I speak French, and it would be nice to actually be able to speak French. Right now, I am practicing how to speak Spanish, so I'm using I'm gonna say Duo. I don't know, I forgot the name of the app. Well, I haven't used it in a couple of days, okay? But I'm using the app to teach me how to speak Spanish because I live in a neighborhood with a lot of people that speak Spanish, and I want to be able to communicate with them. But French is next, okay? Um, it says hi. Do a shout out. It's my birthday. Happy birthday! Happy birthday, everybody. Um, Thank you. I appreciate it. You like my hair? Thank you. I try to do like two little bowls. Try to do something different. I don't want to be stagnant. Okay. Trying to switch it up a little bit. Okay. So we're going to start with generational curses because when I think of being stagnant, that's the first thing that I think of is that it may not just be you, it may be linked to something deeper that you might need to look into. Okay. So you have to, number one, you have to identify patterns. So you have to look across the line of women in your family and identify things that they have done, things that they have, fallen into, mistakes that they have made. And also look at the positive things too, because it doesn't always have to be a curse. It can be something that you inherited that is beneficial for you. But when it comes to generational curses, normally they're negative things, okay? So look across the women in your family. What are some commonalities of things that they have done that is very similar? So for me, a generational curse I have seen in my family and I am constantly fighting to break it, okay, is being a hoarder, okay? Hoarding items. And normally I see it in the older women in my family. It could be because, they're older and maybe they're not in the right mindset to declutter. But I also know that it's a form of OCD as well. And OCD is a disorder. Okay. So those two things also connect. So that is one of the generational curses I am constantly fighting in my life. Just yesterday, I went and threw away a lot of stuff because at times I catch myself holding on to things like, oh, you know what? I'm not going to throw it away because I'm going to use it for this, even though it's been months, it's been maybe years, depending on what it is. So now that I'm able to identify that, I know, okay, listen, Gwen, every 6 months you have to throw stuff away. I just make it mandatory for myself. And as I was throwing stuff away yesterday, I felt like I was losing something. And that's how I know it's a generational curse. It's not just like something I just made up. It's really deep in me. And I fight it. Like I said, I fight it all the time. I throw things away. I make my children throw things away. If they have broken toys, we throw them away. If they have toys they're not using, we donate them. And these are things that this is something I'm constantly battling. So I know that I can break that curse. And that's why I start with me. So when my children are able to move and have their own homes, they're not dealing with hoarding, and I don't want them to be raised in a home that's filled with clutter and things. That's not what I want for them. So that's why I am focusing on breaking that curse. So if you have things that you notice, take small steps to break that curse. Because if you don't, you'll end up in a stagnant position. And I know for me, if I constantly hold on to everything, that's what's going to happen. I'm going to be stagnant. I'm not going to be able to focus on the future and what I need to do next or where I want to go, because I'm going to be so worried about the things around me. Okay. Worrying about the now is really going to hold you back. So I think about the future. Okay. I want it to be easy for me to clean. I want my space to be tidy. Like my beauty room looks amazing right now. I love it. It makes me productive. It makes me want to do things. So really think those things through. Okay. Next thing I want to talk about is that honestly, a lot of us, we put spells on ourselves. Yes, we put spells on ourselves. Okay. Before I go into that, I'm going to look in the comments really quickly because I seen something popped up, and you know I can't read without my glasses. Okay. Um, what? That's a weird question. That's weird. Why did y'all ask that? Okay, this topic, my family's generational curse is fear of change. I pushed hard and away from it, as you should. And you have to. The fear of change, oh my goodness, that will hold you back. And that, I feel like that can also coincide with being a hoarder. It's because you're afraid of the change, because it is a big change. And I don't know specifically what that change could be for you and your family, but the fear of change can hold you back so much that you won't be able to move forward. Those things, those goals that you have, you're never going to be able to achieve them if you're afraid of change, because change is going to inevitably come. It has to. Change is the core of a growth mindset. So you have to think about that. And thank you for sharing that with me. Some people aren't able to identify those things, but because you can change it. Okay. Like I said, we play spells on ourselves, okay, with our words, with things that we say out our mouth. Okay. I'm just double checking my percentage. I'm at 15%. I could do this. Okay, y'all. um, your words are spells. So sometimes we can overly criticize ourselves. We can say things to ourselves that, can help us lose, it can make us lose our confidence. And that will make us not even want to try new things. So when you say things out your mouth, you have to be mindful of what you're saying. So before you say anything, it always starts in your mind. But a lot of times we can't control our thoughts. So our thoughts come in, but it's up to us to reconstruct them before we blurt it out of our mouths. So if you have a thought that's negative about yourself, no matter what it is, time frame, it could have been the past, it could be right now in this moment. If it's negative, I want you to reconstruct it in your mind. And before it comes out your mouth, make sure that it's words that are going to push you forward, that are going to help you. Okay. Do not say things about yourself that are going to hold you back, because the words that you say are beliefs, it's things that you believe. So make sure that, you change those things before you say it. Also, our children too, things we say about our children. We have to be careful what we say about them because it can be a spell put on them as well. So make sure when you speak to your children, you speak life into them. I know sometimes it can be hard, especially if we're frustrated or, in this moment we could be being impatient because, maybe they're not doing the thing that we asked them to do. But make sure you're not saying things to them that can damage them. Be conscious of what you're saying. Reconstruct it in your mind before it comes out your mouth because it is a spell. Okay. Dwelling on missed opportunities. I had talked about this in one of my other videos. Is that if you miss an opportunity, it's probably because you weren't ready for it, number one, or it could be because that wasn't an opportunity for you. So I don't want you to sit and dwell on things like that because that's another way that it can ruin your confidence. Is because you're so busy worrying about the past and things that have happened to you that you can't push forward because you're filling your mind with those things. And the mind can't do but so much at one time. Okay. You need to be putting your energy into the things that are going to push you forward. So self-sabotaging yourself by saying things like, I'm not a morning person. Stuff like that will hold you back. You will never be able to wake up early in the morning. So that 5 a.m. routine that you want to start, you're not going to be able to do it. If you keep telling yourself you're not a morning person, like, don't say that. Don't ever say that about yourself. You're an every time person. Okay. Tell yourself that I can get up at any time and be productive. Okay. Another thing that is self-sabotaging is saying, I didn't have enough and fill in the blank, or I don't have enough, fill in the blank. That could be money. That could be resources. That could be support. It can be all those things at once. Do not say those things about yourself because that is also a spell that you put on yourself. And then you're going to always be broke. You're never going to have any support. You're not going to have any resources. Nobody's going to ever come to help you and support you. So you have to watch what you say out of your mouth. You have to. I say this to my children too, because I don't want them to speak things like that over themselves. And I'm like, you have to speak positive about yourself because it has to start with you. Because people, they normally only reflect what you give. So if you're saying that about yourself over and over and over again, guess what? They're going to start saying it too. They're going to start saying the same thing. So you have to be careful with your words. Another thing people say that is self-sabotaging is that I never have time for fill in the blank. And then guess what happens? Your hours are just running past you so fast. Every day. You go to sleep, you wake up, you go to work, come home, go to bed. And it feels like the time is just passing by you so fast, you can't even keep up. That's another thing that's really negative that you cannot keep saying about yourself. Don't say you don't have time. Say, I am going to make time for fill in the blank. Say that. Okay. And that tells your brain that, okay, this is on a to-do list. This is something that we actually have to do. So once you can say that out loud to yourself, all you got to do next is make the time. But don't say the opposite about yourself. Don't, because you have time. Okay. And the biggest one is I can't. Don't say that you can't do things. Okay. Either say that you don't want to do them. That could be something you can say instead. Or what? I'm sorry. Don't say I can't about yourself. Don't say that. Okay. So I'm gonna go to the next part. Because I don't want to dwell too much on that. But I think you guys understand, like, your words are very powerful and you have to be careful what you say. Okay. If you are just coming into the live, please make sure you hit the thumbs up button if you like this video so far, or if you like the topic, or if this is your second time watching one of my videos. Okay. If you are back, it's because you like my channel. Okay. So hit the thumbs up. Okay. I am welcoming everyone. All right. Another thing I wanted to say is, what I want you to do is I want you to change what you put in your mind, okay, by what you see and what you hear. That's how you're able to change your mindset, okay? They say the eyes are the window to your soul. So not only can people look in your eyes and determine basically not your entire life, but they can kind of like some people can see through you, okay? But it can also be the other way around too. So if your eyes are windows, that means what you put in front of you, you're going to be absorbing that. So make sure you're not watching harmful things that can affect your mindset, that can make you doubt yourself, that can make you look at yourself as less than. Do not even consume content like that. Don't even waste your time. Don't. I have unsubscribed from people. I have stopped following people because it's just negative rhetoric that, number one, wastes my time. And it's not helping me move the needle forward. It's not helping me do anything. So I unsubscribe from them. Right? And that's what you need to do too. If you feel like you're in a place where it's not helping you improve, or it's not giving you joy, or you're in a place where you're not invited, remove yourself. Don't spend your time there. Don't give your energy. Your energy is a reward. Don't give it to people that don't deserve it. Okay. Um, I'm getting hot, y'all. Too many lights on me right now. It's a little warm in here. How are y'all feeling? Where are you from? If you want to put the city that you're from in the comment section. How is the weather? Because it's raining over here / snowing, which means like slushing. I don't even know if that's a thing. Is it slushing? Is that the name of it? I don't know. But yeah, I'm just glad I'm indoors, y'all. I'm happy. I am glad I'm warm. So let me not complain that it's hot. I'm warm because it's cold outside. Okay. All right, let me see what y'all say. um, Let me start from where I left off at. Um, Someone says my friend Jenna is having a hard time. Can you say I support Jenna's side? She really needs it. Well, if she's not here, then no. But you can share the link with her and she can come and comment, okay? But if she really needs this, I really hope that she's watching. And if she has any questions, she can leave them, okay? Pray for me. I'm sick very bad. I will. What's your name? I don't know. The title of your name is, I don't know. But I'll pray for you. I think everybody needs prayer. What's this live about? This live is about the spell and the curse of stagnation. And it should be in the title. It should be, yeah, it's in the title. Um, okay, ugly guy. I don't know if you're spamming me or not. uh, Aloha from Hawaii. Hello, Hawaii. Oh my goodness, the weather's probably amazing over there. Let me know. I'm gonna live vicariously through you. Is it warm? What state are you from? I'm from PA, Pennsylvania. Where this one? Just keep it positive. Exactly. And be kind. As you should, yes. You're wasting your time. Oh man, that's the thing. Oh my goodness. Oh, poor thing. Remove. Exactly. Yeah, you are bothered. My pink mic. Oh, I got it from. Where did I get this pink mic from? I got it from the TikTok shop, actually. I don't think you can buy anything though from the TikTok shop anymore. Now I think about it because TikTok is banned. But I would just say look it up. You might be able to find one from Amazon, honestly. I would just say go to Amazon and see if you can find one. But this comes with a set of two mics, and it has, of course, the little piece that you put into your phone. but it's two different mics, and it comes with two covers. It comes with this one, and I wish I had the other one. I don't have it nearby, but it's like a little foam cover as well too. I like the way this one sounds better. So I like the way this one sounds. I don't know what I'm saying. But it sounds better. I would say get this one. Um, Another way that stagnation has probably creeped into your life, okay, is because you have lost your inquisitiveness. Okay, you lost your spark, baby. Okay, and sometimes it's because of us. It's because we may have gotten lazy. We've probably fallen off, and when we become lazy, we lose that. It could be because of age. Some people think that once you get a certain age, you're not supposed to have that curiosity about yourself anymore. And unfortunately, that has nothing to do with age. It's all about your mindset. You should always be curious and be willing and looking to learn new things. Never give up on yourself. I don't care if you're 90 years old. You should always be trying to look forward and try new things. Like, never give up on yourself, okay? If you're not curious, how will you be able to discover your purpose? Especially if you don't know what it is. How are you going to find out? And if you don't know what your purpose is, humans are here for a purpose. You should always know what your purpose is, okay? You're still breathing because you have a purpose, okay? And whatever your purpose is what you should be doing every day. You should be even taking small steps, taking big steps, creating goals around that, and not being scared to try. Okay. Not try, do. Just do it. Okay. We all have a purpose. We all do. Okay. Even if, like I said, you can't identify it, we all have one. The next thing I want to talk about is that you're not using your talents. And I think that's one of the reasons why some people can't identify what their purpose is because they don't know what their talents are. So when you think of talents, what are some things that you think about? I want to ask y'all, what do you think? What are some things that you think about when you think talents? While I drink my kombucha. This kombucha is so good, y'all. I can't lie. I think this is the same one I was drinking last time, but it is really good. um, Thank you for, yeah, thank you so much. Thank you all for coming. I really do appreciate it. Okay, nobody commented. It's okay though. It's all right. Okay. Some talents, because I already wrote all of them anyway. Okay, so when I think of talents, I think about physical talents and I think about mental talents. Okay, so some of the physical talents that I think about are being able to play an instrument, being great at a sport, singing, dancing, writing. Those are all physical talents. And then the other talents that some people don't even think about, and they may not even know that it is a talent, or they don't think that it's a talent, are things like analytical skills. Oh, excuse me. I hope I didn't burp in the mic. Please forgive me, y'all. That's so unladylike. Emotional intelligence, visual thinking, decision making, situational intelligence. I forgot I even wrote that one. Adaptability, problem solving, negotiating, and self management. Those are all skills. Okay. And when you have these skills, like I said, some people look over them and they don't even think that it's a talent, but it is. There are a lot of people that cannot do these things, which means you have a purpose if you're able to do even one of those things. So you need to be finding out how you can expand that talent. The reason why a lot of people are stagnant is because they may think that their talent is too small. When little did they know, there's people out there that will pay you for doing things like this. Okay, think of a talent would be basically something that comes easy to you. Like, what comes easy to you? It's so easy to you that if somebody decided to pay you for it, you would feel like you're stealing from them. That is considered a talent. Okay, that's a talent. And believe it or not, you can get paid from it. Okay, even if it's not physical, you can turn it into a physical attribute. And that's how you make money. Okay, that's how you get out of this stagnation. And even if your talents don't specifically make you money, most times, eventually they do. But you have to start. You got to start somewhere. You got to keep trying. Okay. Whatever that talent is, and even if it's something that, you may not believe that you're talented in, listen to the people around you. People will tell you if you're talented. Okay. They will tell you. Now, of course, you're going to have some haters, but there are going to be people, especially people that care about you, they're going to tell you what it is. You just have to be willing to listen and accept it. Because a lot of times we don't accept our talents. I'm like, nah, I'm not that good at that. Yeah, oh, that's so nice. Thank you, though. You ain't have to say that. No, you're talented. Accept it. Accept the gift, okay? And use it to your best abilities. Because our talents, if we don't use them, we lose them, okay? Even if you're just using it in your household for your family, that is still using your talents. It doesn't have to be on a broad span, like out in the world performing for people. It doesn't have to be that grand, but use your talents, okay? Especially because if it comes easy to you, use it. My goodness, you don't want to be stagnant, right? Okay. So you may not be using your talents because you don't know that you have them. Okay. If that's you, I'm really hoping that that list that I gave you is going to help you pinpoint what they are. So for those that know what their talents are, I need you to blow the dust off them things. Okay. Whatever your talent, just blow the dust off of them and get to work. Okay. You might need to, do a little practicing. You might have to take a class to, ignite that spark in you again. But most of us have talents. We're just either too afraid to do them or we just don't want to try anymore. But your talents are what is going to get you. Well, why am I talking like that? is your talents are going to get you out of stagnation. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. All right. So there are some ways that you can brush up your skills. So one of the ways I always suggest, because it's such a broad span of information, is YouTube. Okay. You're here right now. YouTube. Okay. Whatever your skill is, I'm pretty sure you could type it in and it's going to come up. Okay. They can teach you how to level up that skill. Maybe you haven't done it in so long and now you're a little behind. Okay. Technology has advanced maybe so much since the last time you did that skill. And there's always some free classes that you can take at the library. Okay. Do not sleep on the library. I think I'm going to preach that till I'm blue in the face, that the library has so many resources a lot of people they just don't even think about. Okay. But they have free classes on a lot of different subjects. Okay. So look into that. Another way that you can kind of pay for some classes is that you can do Skillshare. I'm not sponsored by Skillshare. They're not paying me to promote them, but I have used Skillshare before. So Skillshare is very beneficial. Okay. And from what I know of, the last time that I signed up, it was a free, like the first 30 days was free. So I don't think I put that in the description section, but you can just type it in. Skillshare.com. It's pretty easy to find. Another thing that you can go to is I can never say this name right, but I think it's called Craftsy. Craftsy. I think I'm saying it right. But it's basically it's basically an online classroom for art. And that can be sewing, knitting, crocheting. It can be painting, drawing. I'm pretty sure they have other classes. Those are the only ones I know about so far. But I think they also have canning. So like if you're a homemaker or you want to be a homemaker, or you just want to learn those things, they have a lot of skills on there. And I know for the first year, if I'm not mistaken, it's only like $2. It's really cheap. So I would just say set your time, not your timer, but set an alarm in your calendar. So when that time frame approaches, if you don't want to pay that, because I swear it's like $200. If you don't want to pay that, you can just hop out of the subscription, because I do that all the time. Okay. It's almost like you got something for free. Okay. So pay your little $1.50, $2, and brush up on your skills. Okay. Craftsy. I think I'm saying it right. It's spelled CRAFTSY. Okay. That's, if you know about it, tell other people, okay? Because it's a good resource. So the next thing I want to talk about is that we got to be honest, okay? Some of us are just lazy. And laziness is another spell of stagnation, okay? It's a spell that leads to the curse of stagnation. You cannot be lazy forever, okay? Now, I was just lazy. I can't even say I was lazy yesterday because I decluttered my like 2 rooms. So I can't even say that was lazy. But the day before yesterday, I was lazy, okay? And I guess I shouldn't consider it as lazy because I worked so hard during the week that one day is actually considered as rest. Okay, I shouldn't call it lazy. But if you're lazy, you know what lazy is. Okay, you got to be honest with yourself. The first step to recovery is acceptance. Okay, don't they always say that? That's the first step. You just have to accept, okay, you know what? I could have did it, but I literally was procrastinating. I told myself I was going to do it, and I just kept putting it off tomorrow, the next day, and then I just never did it. So procrastination is also a form of laziness. Okay. It can also be a generational curse. It can fall into any category, but it's up to you to get up off that sofa, okay, or bed or chair or whatever you're sitting in. Okay. We have spent so much time, excuse me. Oh, I hope y'all didn't hear that. I'm not going to say we because I'm sorry. I ditched that scrolling on TikTok a long time ago. But there were a lot of people scrolling on TikTok. And now that it's banned, I know it hurts a lot of people's feelings, but I think there are some people that actually needed that ban. They needed it so it can free up some of their time. Because you look up, you done scroll for 40 minutes. Some people would be 2 hours. That's a lot of time that you could have been working on yourself. You could have been doing something else. So now that it's gone, you know, it's a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. Some people actually were making money there. That was a part of their income. So I feel sorry for those people, but the people that's just scrolling, y'all, come on. Okay. When you do things that are like fall under the category of cheap dopamine, what it does is it makes everything outside of that specific activity feel like a chore. And it feels like it's just so hard to do when before you started doing those things, it was natural. It just came easy to you. Okay. So you really got to think about that. If you feel like every little thing you do is just so hard, it's because you have become lazy. Because some things are just natural. So if it's not coming easy to you, it's probably because you're procrastinating. You might be a little lazy. Okay. They say if it only takes you 5 minutes, you should probably just do it. Okay. And I don't adopt this all the time, especially if I'm like cooking, because I do not want to burn my food. So some things, okay, you get a pass. You don't have to do it right away if it takes 5 minutes, because it can take 5 minutes for your food to burn too. Okay. But if you're in passing and it only takes less than 5 minutes, like take this one thing to the next room, just go do it. Okay. It'll help you get some steps in, burn some calories, and the thing goes back to where it belongs. Okay. So keep that in mind. You got to stop spending so much time wishing and not doing. That's another thing that can make people stagnant, is because they may be viewing their environment or viewing people online or TV and wishing and hoping that one day they get there. Or they could be admiring but admiring through envy. When instead, honestly, you can have those things. Those people got those things because they worked for them. Okay. And if they didn't work for them initially, they have to work to maintain it, whatever that thing is. So, whatever you want, you don't have to wish upon a star. You don't have to do that. You don't. You don't got to do none of that. Okay. All you got to do is put the pen to the paper, write down the step by step goals or the step by step steps that you're going to take, and then do them one at a time. And guess what? You have no choice but to reach it. That's the only way. That is the only way. Okay. So I'm going to read the comments because I don't want to leave y'all hanging. Okay. I'm talking a lot. I'm talking so much. Thank you for being here. Yep. Hit the like button. Thank you. I speak so well. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I really do. It's a skill I've been working on. It really is. I am taking classes. That's awesome. I wish I knew what you were taking classes in. But whatever it is, keep going, okay? Don't give up. Do not be a quitter, okay? Keep taking those classes because whatever it is, you're going to achieve that skill. Is Skillshare just about tech skills? No, Skillshare is not just about tech. Skillshare is for other things too. I don't think it's for specifically art, but it's not only about tech. I do know that. I'm very lazy. How do I know if it's from a curse? I talked about it earlier. So the way that you know that it's from a curse, like a generational curse, is that you look at the next person from the generation before you. So you can look at your older siblings, you can look at your father or your mother. You can go past that and go look at your grandmother and your grandfather. What were their habits like? And that's how you will know if it's a generational curse. So you got to identify the patterns. It's my mom to leave laziness. I wish I could. Some people, the pink says, please, you need to convince my mom to leave laziness. I wish. Some people don't, but they say she don't want to be saved. Some people don't want to be saved and can't help all people. Like, I'm just making this video, just speaking my thoughts on it. But it really takes whoever watches this, it takes them to make that step, to be like, okay, you know what? I do want to adopt that. Let me try. Let me start tomorrow, or let me start now. I'm going to write that list now. It takes them, and you could talk to your blue in the face. Some people just don't. They just don't care. What you can be is that you can be an example. That's what I like to do. Like, once I've already spoken to you and, tried to give you, my speech, after that, I just live by example, because sometimes your example is going to be more of a testimony than you're speaking it. Okay. So I would just say live by example. Okay. I don't know what that means, but okay. I'm gonna keep going. You gotta write it in words because I don't know what that means. Okay. So what I was talking about before I started reading comics is that comics comments is that you may be spending too much time wishing and not doing. And it could be because whatever the thing is that you want to do, it's probably hard. Okay, let's be honest with ourselves. Sometimes we have goals that we feel like, whew, I can't do that. That's going to be hard. But you got to think, okay, life can be hard. We're always going through something. Even though I'm sitting here right now, I'm in a great mood, there's things that I'm dealing with too. I just don't look at them as negatives. Okay. But you got to choose your heart. I heard that from, I think, David Goggins. He said, you gotta be hard. I love his voice. You gotta choose your heart. Okay. Are you just going to have a hard life struggling for the rest of your life? Or are you going to try to accomplish your goals? Okay, that's going to be hard too. So, what hard are you going to choose? You got to pick one. Okay, some people just choose to live the hard life and be broke forever. Some people choose that. Okay, and we can tell when we walk around and we see some people homeless and then we see them again and again and again, year after year. It's because they're choosing that. It's not because they can't get out of that situation. They chose that road. They decided this is where it ends. But you can choose the opposite way, because a lot of entrepreneurs, doctors, people that have great occupations, it was hard for them to get where they are. It wasn't easy. So you just have to choose what hard you're going to do, what hard role you're going to take. Okay. Every day is a battle against your flesh. I've heard that. I think I heard that from a preacher. Every day is a battle against the flesh. And basically, what that means is every day your mind and your body is fighting you to make you give up. Okay. Right now, I'm in my 30s. So now that I'm older, some days I get up and I'm like, woo, I feel stiff as a board. And what do I want to do? Sometimes I just want to get back in the bed. I just want to go lay down. I do. I do. It happens. Okay. Do I lay back down? Most days, no. But every once in a while, I go lay back down. Okay. Your body is always fighting you. Okay. It's fighting you to just lay down, just stay there. But we all know that's actually bad for us. For us to be stagnant, to stay still and not accomplish anything, not do anything, our whole life is going to crumble if we just sit in bed or lay in bed. So you're battling yourself first, and then you have to go out and battle the world with whatever job you have, whatever goal you're trying to achieve. So it's hard, but it's better to take that hard road than to take the other hard road. Okay. I see another comment. I think maybe they put it in words for me. I'm taking classes in carpentry. That is amazing. Carpentry is such a great, it's a great skill to have. Wow. Congratulations, honestly, because that is so beneficial to have as a skill. Even if you don't become this great carpenter, you can fix like everything in your house. That is so awesome. That is really awesome. Congratulations. Um, you can think, I will do a little, just a little to start to begin the process. Exactly. Sometimes you got to start somewhere. And that small step might actually ignite your motivation and make you want to keep going. Like, okay, that felt good. Like you're going to get that expensive dopamine. That expensive dopamine of doing something hard. Oh my goodness, it feels so good because you can actually go back and reflect and be like, I can't believe I did that. Wow, I'm proud of myself. What else can I do? You know, it's going to ignite that curiosity in you to see, if you keep going, where are you going to go? Where is it going to take you? So, yes, you are so right about that. That's what I do. A good nap. A good nap. And we all need a nap every once in a while. I like how you speak on purpose. Yes, you have to. I don't want my life to be aimless. And it's funny because I remember reading things about my zodiac sign, and I know it doesn't rule my entire life or anything, but it's something I do consider, is that a lot of Pisces are like all over the place. Like they're like fish, they're just all over the place. And I'm like, well, I don't want that to be me. I don't really want to be aimless. I want to know what I want to do with my life. So I have to be strategic in the way that I move, because I can end up just doing anything. So because of that, I try to stay structured. Like one of the ways is because I have my notes. That's how I'm able to stay on subject. So my videos are supposed to be purpose driven. You know, that's why I make them. So thank you. I appreciate that. The goal achieved. Okay. um, the next thing I want to talk about is perfectionism. Okay. Perfectionism is another spell that can lead you to stagnation. And I think I kind of spoke about it a little bit earlier when I talked about OCD. Um, Perfectionism is the constant pursuit of flawlessness. Okay, the constant pursuit of flawlessness. Really think about that. Are you that person that you're like, oh my goodness, if it's not like this, I can't continue on, or it has to be like this? I don't want it any other way. If that's you all the time, you really have to think that through and pull back some. And I say pull back because that is definitely going to hold you back, because you're going to constantly just be doing the same thing over and over again. I remember my mom was schizophrenic. And one of the things that also played into her being schizophrenic is that she had OCD. And for me, looking into it, I'm like, my mom doesn't seem like she has OCD. What do they mean when they say she has OCD? So of course I did some research, and OCD is not just being a clean freak. It's being obsessive about things. And being obsessive about things means you're always stuck in that moment and that you're never able to go to the next task. So if you're constantly wiping the counter, think about if you're in the kitchen, you're constantly wiping the counter over and over again in the same spot. You're never going to clean the stove. You're never going to wash the dishes. You're never going to finish cooking. You're never going to be able to put the food away. You're never going to be able to do anything because you're so busy wasting so much time in one spot that you can't even accomplish anything. So perfectionism can hold you back. One way that it can hold me back personally right now is if I decided, okay, my script is not perfect. I got to add more stuff to it. Oh, my lighting is not perfect. Oh, I want it to look like this. I want it to be like this. I would never go live. I would never go live. Oh my goodness, I got to wait till I got abs. I got to wait till I lose 10 more pounds. I got to wait. I got to wait. I got to wait. I got to wait. If you constantly always are in that mindset of, it got to be perfect, you're going to be held back so much. And that's why I released that. I started to release that. I noticed that that was a generational curse, is that I wanted everything to be this specific way. I wanted to be like that. And I noticed I'm not getting nowhere. I'm not getting nowhere because I think it has to be this way when it really don't. A lot of people don't even care about that. They don't even notice those things. They don't care if you got a fancy house. Are you saying something that's going to help them move forward? Are you coming with good energy? Are you not complaining? Some people just like to just sit and watch somebody that's not complaining. You got to really think those things through. What does perfectionism look like for you in your life? How can you change that? Like once you've completed it, that's it. Don't mess with it no more. Move on to the next thing. Because perfectionism is stagnation. It is. Okay. I remember years ago, I used to say that I had OCD. Like if I caught myself, like it would be a way, my reasoning for doing things. I'd be like, "Oh, girl, I got OCD." No, do not say that about yourself. Do not. I think it could be like a cover up for not completing a task. I think that's why I used to say it. But I broke myself out of that. I do not tell people I have OCD because OCD is a real disorder. There are people that actually have it, that are actually struggling with it. That is not something to joke about, to just be playing around to say. Do not do that. Okay. Especially because when I learned more about what my mom was dealing with and why she did certain movements over and over again, I'm like, why is she doing this? It's because she has OCD. Like, oh my goodness, like that, it blew my mind. It made me look at it completely different. So that is, it could be a generational curse, but it also is a form of stagnation. So you have to think about that. Okay. Um, I need to take a deep breath. I need to drink some water, but I don't have any, guys. All I have is kombucha, but it's really good though. It's helping me. It's delicious. Um, he says, I like how you speak. Oh, yeah, you said that. Speaking of prayer, I already said that. Lazy and Magdanas. I cannot say that. Either I can't read or maybe you spelled it wrong. I don't know. I'm gonna say lazy, want only to do nothing, find a comfort zone, and scared of doing nothing. Fake alarm inside us, thinks of risk and avoids everything. Yep, you said it so plainly. That is so true. You're just like, oh my goodness, I can't run around like a chicken with your head cut off doing nothing. Do not be that person, okay? That was me at one time in my life. I'm better now, exactly, and I'm really happy for you because that's hard to deal with, and because you're able to identify it, that's why you were able to change. You're like, yeah, I need to pull back because this is too much. What am I doing? I'm stressing myself out. I'm gonna have a heart attack. I don't want to go early. I need to pull back some. I need to pull back some. You're a very positive girl. Thank you, and I'm doing my best. I really am. I really am. I don't want to bring anything negative to you and not give you any sort of solution because I think that's one of the things I hate about some videos. It's like the person will talk, but they're giving no solutions. Like, okay, I have that problem. Now what? Now what? And of course you can go do your own research, but now I feel like I wasted my time watching this. Not that I need this person to solve all my problems, but I may have watched it because I wanted something in return. I gave my time, so now I want something. So even if that is positivity that you're receiving from this video and nothing else, I appreciate that. I accept that. Thank you. Um, another thing that can be keeping you in a stagnant mindset is that you can have a quitter's mindset. Okay. A quitter's mindset is a state of mind where a person feels they can't go on or they literally just give up easily. Okay. And there are lots of quitters out there. Okay. You might know some of them. And you might have talked to them like, why you didn't keep going with such and such? What happened? And they'll let you know, listen, it was too hard, or I don't want to do that no more. Or, excuse me, they'll name an obstacle that they came across and how they just gave up. I think it's different if you decide to pivot. It's a thin line between pivoting and quitting. Okay. So don't quit. You can pivot and learn from whatever that obstacle was, because a lot of times that's what an obstacle is. It's just telling you you probably shouldn't have did it that way. You might have to change the way you approach it next time and try this instead. But don't just quit now. Okay. That'll make you stagnant. Quitting all the time. Everything you start, just quit. You never see it through to the end. Okay. Um, Fear of failure is paralyzing. And somebody said it earlier that the fear is literally going to keep you still because you're scared to try anything. You can't be afraid. Okay. They say scared money don't make no money. Okay. You want to make some money, you can't be scared. Can't be scared now. That's the same thing with life. Scared people don't advance. That doesn't rhyme, but you know what I mean. Okay. Because all you need is some momentum. Once you start, each thing is going to help you keep going. You just got to make sure that you don't stop. The momentum is going to keep you moving. Okay. Same thing with a car. Once you push that car, the wheel's going to keep turning. So you have to do the same thing with you and your goals. Once you get started, view your setbacks as opportunities for learning and growth. Okay, look at them as, okay, so next time I need to try this instead. Or next time, I should probably delay this, but start this faster. And you might have to just change the order of the way that you're doing things so you can be able to get to where you want to be. Because being stagnant is, I don't wish that upon my worst enemy. I don't. Okay. There are a lot of people that felt like their life was stagnant and they're not here anymore. You can think of some reasons why they're not here, but they're not here anymore because they felt like they had no power and no control over their lives. But that's why I'm making this video, is because you have the power. Okay. Don't think you don't. Okay. They say faith without works is dead. What does that mean? That means that you can wish all you want, you can hope all you want, but if you don't put anything into action, nothing's going to happen. You could even pray all you want and nothing's going to happen. You have to do things in the physical world. You got to move your arms, you got to move your legs, you got to go places, you got to meet people, you got to do things, you got to reach out for help. You can't just sit here and hope and pray and wish. That doesn't get you anywhere. Okay. The next thing I want to talk about is I want you to recognize your efforts and how you have made improvements. Okay. If you notice that, okay, I have attempted this thing, it may have not went perfectly, but I did accomplish something. Celebrate those little wins. It's that the little wins, all those add up to that big goal. So don't forget that those matter too. Okay. Don't overlook them as they're nothing. They mean a lot. Okay. Focus on your progress and your victories despite how small they are. Okay. You don't have to only celebrate the big goal. You don't. Like even in sports, they celebrate each, even in football. And I'm not a football fan, but I do know a little bit. Okay. But every time they get a little bit farther with that ball, they celebrate. Everybody's happy. Okay, we moved the ball. We're not still here in the same spot. They haven't made a touchdown yet, but they're still excited about that. Okay, so every little thing matters. It all matters. Okay, so that's all I have for y'all today. I'm gonna read this last couple comments and I'm gonna let y'all go. I don't want to hold y'all up too much. I'm trying not to make the lives too long. Like 1 hour is enough. Okay, I don't want to take all your time. But if you are just coming into this live, please give this live a thumbs up if you like this video and if this is something that you may be interested in viewing in the future, because I will be making more motivational content like this. My channel is supposed to be for moms and for wives, but if you find this channel beneficial in any sort of way, I do encourage you to subscribe. Okay. So the last comment says, Frost people. I don't know what that is. What is permafrost people? I think I know what you're saying, but I'm not gonna repeat that. It says, wow, you named it fear of failure. Yep. That's what our amygdala, that's what it is. Oh, that's so sad. It was amygdala. I'm sorry. What our amygdala is afraid of, avoids, and that's why it's so difficult to begin with doing something. Fear of criticism and fear that it won't be good enough, etc. Exactly. Thank you so much for sharing that comment. I really do appreciate it. And someone said there's someone behind me. Why are you trolling me? Stop trolling me. Oh, well, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget that balance is possible for every mom. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.